Sailfish Roofing. Now here's WPTV's First Alert meteorologist.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast this afternoon, similar to the last couple of days. Highs in the upper 70s, mostly cloudy, with scattered showers increasing throughout the afternoon and evening. For tonight, lows down in the low 70s, mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow into your Wednesday, highs reaching the low 80s. We'll see some clouds to start off the day, but slow clearing throughout the afternoon with a few afternoon showers and storms. Thursday, drier air moves in. Highs in the low 80s for Thanksgiving, partly sunny with rain chances down to 20%. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
All right. Hello and good morning, beautiful people on the Treasure Coast and throughout the world, because we know that there are over 47 countries tuning in, and hence that's why we are the world-famous Quality of Life radio show. Today's November 22nd, so you know what that means. That means there are only 40 days left of 2022. Ooh. That's it. That's all we have. So hang tight. The ride's going to be fun. We'll be sliding into home base on New Year's Eve and ready for 2023. And we're happy and excited that Cigna Medicare Advantage is sponsoring our show. I am Gary Owen, the president of Owen Insurance Group and the extraordinary host of the world-famous Quality of Life radio show.
Good morning. I'm Tom Bouvier with Owen Insurance Group as well. I'm the field manager for the East Coast of Florida. And I can't think of an adjective to describe myself yet.
Pretty?
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Stupendous.
Stupendous.
That's
co-host.
That is pretty stupendous. There you go.
Yeah,
we can continue, but
for
time's sake, we will certainly be moving on and moving
good,
forward. Hopefully, you are driving safe out there on our highways, and if you are, you're probably tuning in to WPSL 1590 and War WSTU 1450 AM. War via TuneIn on Alexa and right here live on Facebook. So if you have a Facebook account, follow us at the Quality of Life Radio Show. If you don't know what Facebook is, get out from under the rock that you're hiding in. All right, Tom, there are 3 segments to our show, and we're here every Tuesday morning.
Absolutely. We come here every Tuesday morning, Gary, to bring relevant content to our listeners, and this is information people can really use in their life. The second reason, which is always the funnest, is we love to support and showcase local business owners, entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations. We have a wonderful guest who is a repeat guest, so we're glad to have her. She'll be introduced here in a moment. And lastly, Gary, you and I, we are passionate about bringing education and information to people about all the different insurance options out there available for them to improve their quality of life.
I love that. Quality of life.
It is.
Who doesn't love quality of life? I mean, that's what life is all about. Having great quality of life and being happy.
Absolutely. And if you stay healthy and happy, you may have both quality of life and quantity of life.
And quality of health.
Quality of health.
Life and health. This is what we're about.
Absolutely.
The second part of our show, we're going to share a fun health fact. And then we're also going to share with you 10 fun facts about November. Like, did you know? I know you do. But did you know that the presidential election is always in November? But do you know why? Stay tuned, because we're going to share that information along with 9 other points.
Wait.
It's going to be fun. And then the third part of our show, as Tom has so elegantly expressed, the fact that we're going to share with you some great old-fashioned insurance straight talk, transparency, so you can make an informed decision about your health care, because it is absolutely important and it's essential. that you pick and choose the right plans. There are many plans and many options and benefits out there today, but most importantly, finding that right agency and that right agent to work with who will represent you and have your best interest at heart. So I am going to have Boov, the big Boov, introduce our fabulous, wonderful guest that sits between the two of us.
Absolutely. It's my
lucky
pleasure.
is she, right?
Yeah. To reintroduce for the second time on the Quality of Life radio show, Jody Dupuis of Mortgages Resources of South Florida. It's a long name, but
why
we
not
love
North
it.
Florida? Why South Florida? Well, why not all of Florida?
Ask her that, but she actually provided mortgage services to my wife and I. So we thank her, and she's a trusted advisor as well as a wonderful friend.
And,
Jody Dupuis.
And then we just recently found out, not too long ago, that Jody and my sister went to school together. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Cool. Sister Lynette. So, Jody, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Gary and Tom. I'm so happy and humbled to be here with you, friends and colleagues, and my trusted insurance folks. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. And my God, since the last time you were here, do you remember what month it was that you were here in the studio?
Was it before COVID?
It was over a year ago.
In the middle? I don't know. Everything's a blur.
Definitely
isn't
over
it?
a year ago.
And look, Jody, look where we were back then to where we're at today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's night and day. It's a whole new
Definitely.
It's a whole new world out there.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
What's going on with what?
What
Oh,
is-
my
What
goodness.
is going on?
Well, listen, I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving and spend some time.
Oh, yeah. We're
Family
excited
and
about
friends.
Thanksgiving.
We live in a beautiful state. And speaking of, I do service the entire state. The office is here in South Florida. But yeah, looking forward to the holidays coming up. And you know, maybe things have slowed down a little bit in my industry and business and real estate and mortgage, but that's okay. We're going to take advantage of that time and be ready to rock and roll at the beginning of the year.
So are you taking Thanksgiving and the following Friday off?
Yes.
Wow.
Call me if you need me, but I might be shopping.
That must be nice.
Black Friday. Yep.
I can't remember the last time I took that Friday off. I
Yeah.
don't know if I ever did.
Well, the annual enrollment periods for many different products and services for you and I, Gary, is the last quarter. So
we don't have
we're
time.
busy, and holiday season is upon us, so we don't always get that luxury.
You know, people look at Tom and I and they think that we're like recluses, man. I mean, we have bad attitudes. Our hair is disheveled at the end of the day, and we're dragging. Our skin is sagging. These are stressful
My
days.
goodness. Yeah, that's true. And our voices, don't talk to me. I've already spent my 20,000 words for the day. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, we're blessed. I'm not complaining.
Yes, we're thankful.
But more and more people are calling us for answers to be a resource for their Medicare and health insurance planning.
And speaking of that, you can call Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020.
And if you haven't, why haven't you? All right, let's get back to Jody, because Jody, she is just killing the mortgage business, or either the mortgage business is killing her.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure which way it is yet, but we're excited to learn what's going on and what sets you apart from your competitors, and how is the new rates affecting your business and your clients?
Good question, Gary. Thank you. Well, we had unprecedented year last year and even the year before, which we thought when COVID came and we didn't know what was going to happen. But our business was very successful. We had record-breaking week, record-breaking month, record-breaking years, and now it's slowed down a little bit with the interest rate rise. So what we're looking forward to is the peak of inflation. They're talking has kind of come up here. We might be at the peak, so interest rates should come down next year. But I do have some tools to help people that need to buy a house right now. So would you like to hear about that?
Is it like shovels and rakes?
No, we have
Tent sale at Walmart?
Lowe's has a 50% sale today on something. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, we're excited to hear about the tools because Tom and I are handymen and we love tools, so we'd like to learn more about it.
Awesome.
She's like, I don't
Sorry,
know. Should I leave now?
We're in rare form today.
Oh, my
Must be the
goodness.
mushroom coffee.
Oh, we're going to talk about mushroom coffee. That's funny you mentioned that because I put that on my fun health facts today.
Okay,
So
look forward to
we'll
it.
share about
Sorry, Jody.
She's like, "Where's
We're
my
totally
coffee?"
eating up her
Where's
time.
I didn't get
where's
any
my
mushroom
coffee?
Did you want to say something?
Very
She has
good.
pumps. She has tools.
Tools.
Anyway, all right.
Okay.
So right now, a lot of people are kind of sitting on the fence, right? They're sitting on the sidelines. What should I do? Our price is going to come down on houses. Our interest rate's going to come down. What's this talk about the Fed? And which is indirectly affecting our mortgage rates right now. So we have a program right now called a buy down. And you may know about the permanent buy down, or where people would purchase points to buy down their mortgage permanently. So we're talking like a 30-year fixed mortgage. Could be 15 or 20, but let's talk about a 30-year fixed. Someone might be qualified for a 6.5% interest rate and want to buy that rate down. Hey, Jody, what would it cost if we wanted to buy it down to 6.25? Okay, maybe that costs them $2,500. They buy it down at 6.25 fixed for 30 years. The tool that we have right now is a temporary buy down. And as a mortgage broker, which makes things a little bit different and does set me apart from just going to the bank, we have some more tools in our bucket, our 5-gallon bucket. So temporary buy down. Right now we have a program called a 3-2-1 buy down. What this is, and what's really cool about it, is the seller of the home pays for this program, not the buyer. It's a seller concession or a seller credit, and you can have your rate bought down temporarily for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, or all three. So let's say someone's purchasing a home and it's $450,000. And they want to look at a buy down. The seller offers a seller credit or concession to purchase that buy down for them temporarily. If they qualify, they do need to qualify at the initial rate, 6.5. On that first year, it's bought down by 3 points. So that will take them down to, Gary,
3.25.
3.5.
3.5, yeah.
3.5. So the first year they pay 3.5% interest.
The first, how long?
The first year,
The first
of,
year,
the
okay,
mortgage,
okay.
the first 12 months.
Gotcha.
And then the second year, they pay 4.5%. Right. The third year, they pay 5.5%, and then on that fourth year, they're at that initial qualifying rate of 6.5%.
And what does that cost the seller?
Cost the seller on a 450 house on a 3-2-1 buy down, maybe $12,000 or $13,000.
Well, why would the seller want to fork out another $13,000?
It's a very good question. The sellers need to be flexible right now. Inventory is
So
still
it's not
low.
a selling market, huh? It's not
There has been a little bit of a shift, Gary. You are right. So it's a tool that the seller has to, a real estate agency to talk to their sellers about this. If they're not offering a seller credit or concession right now, they may really be missing the boat or missing that really great buyer for their home. In the grand scheme of things, when they're thinking about maybe I'm going to lower the price, well, let's not lower the price. Maybe we just offer that buy down concession to our purchasers, people looking to purchase the home. So the seller will pay for that. That is the rule. I mean, with the permanent buy down, you can buy that yourself. When you're doing.
Can they do both? Can they combine both?
They can. Good question.
Nice.
They can. So the hopes here is that interest rates will come down
Right, and to refi,
during the buy
right?
down period so
Yeah.
that they can refinance the home.
Sure.
And so with that tool in the purchaser's bucket, that may allow them to go ahead and purchase the home now. Again, they have to qualify for the higher rate, so these are these solid loans still, right? But it gives them an option, and it's going to help them save some money while we're going through
That's pretty
this
cool.
process.
Yeah, I didn't. I knew there's a buy down on points and so forth, but this is something new I haven't heard of before. It's very intriguing.
It's innovative. It was around many years ago. It's come back, and thankfully, as a mortgage broker, I can offer this to my clients and help them out.
And you're the only mortgage broker in the state of Florida that
Yeah,
has this
pretty much.
program that can do this for everybody. So
Monopoly.
Your mortgage resources, we've definitely got you covered, and I can help people over the state.
that's fantastic. We're going to take our first break of this dynamic, world-famous show, and when we come back, we're going to grill our guest. We've got a lot of great things, and we're not going to stab her. No, we're not going to stab her. We're just going to grill her. Oh, yeah, like a Whopper flopper. So hang tight. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the world-famous Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 and WPSL 1590, and watching us live here in the studio in downtown Stuart, Florida, in the studio. So hang tight, and we will be right back.
Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Age comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes with benefits. That's especially true when it comes to Medicare. So make the wise call and go to CignaWise.com to compare your Medicare Advantage plan to Cigna today. Cigna offers dental coverage and $0 primary doctor visits in most areas, hearing, vision, and an over-the-counter allowance all in one plan. You can even earn rewards for doing healthy activities. So go to CignaWise.com and compare your Medicare Advantage plans to Cigna today. Again, that website is CignaWise.com. Cigna Medicare Advantage, because wisdom comes with benefits. Benefit options vary by plan and service area. You must reside in the plan service area. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Okay, welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Hopefully you did your quick tinkle, had another cup of joe, and I want to say, give a shout out to the Marmons in Titusville who are listening in. And go ahead and say hi.
Hi, guys. Thanks for listening in. So glad to have you on.
Yeah, and we certainly love all of our clients that listen in who are faithful and loyal listeners. We get a lot of feedback from clients who come into our office or prospects who come into our office and later become clients of ours because they heard us and they listened to us on the Quality of Life radio show, and they find us to be intriguing, engaging, and intellectual and fun. So they come.
My brain is just alive with all those adjectives.
So they come by and say hi to us, and they like us, and then they want to do business with us because we know what the heck we're talking about, and we don't give disinformation or misinformation, and being totally transparent. And that's what people need today.
Absolutely.
Not just the insurance business, but the mortgage business and the real estate business, everything.
Every business. If every business would be transparent, ethical, honest, I mean, things would be so much nicer. The wheels of business and the economy would just roll so much nicer.
So, Jody, we see what's going on in the economy, and everything's costing more money, and credit now is costing more money, and people are finding it harder to pay their credit card bills and so forth, and God knows, fruit and groceries. How does this affecting your business with the credit scores? I mean, how low can you go? And tell us a little bit more about that.
That's a great question, Gary. With credit scores, credit health is very important.
Sure.
It's important. It's important that we learn about that at a young age. It's important that we talk about this in schools and talk to our youth as they're coming into the world, and what it is to have a credit card and to make those payments on time. So I get a lot of questions from people about, they'll say, my credit's not that great. And I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not that great? Well, I missed a car payment. So I talk to people a lot about how to fix their credit. There's no magic formula on that, unfortunately. But making your payments on time, paying that AT&T charge off of $30 and not just letting it sit there, little things like that. You have medical bills. But in my business as a mortgage broker and independent, I can help someone with a credit score as low as 580. So,
wow.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Are you going to get the best rates? But maybe you're not going to get the best rate at 580. Of course not. Might cost you a little bit in points there. But we can get you a loan, and then you can take those steps, because when you have a mortgage, Gary, that's either the best thing for your credit or the worst thing for your credit. Your car payments help, paying your credit cards on time, but when you have a mortgage and you make timely payments, your score is going to go up really fast. If you miss a payment, it's going to hit it pretty hard.
You know what I've been noticing on my credit scores? It's weird how much it fluctuates in a quarter, even in a month. I guess in a quarter, but even in a month. I mean, I've seen my score go up and down, like 50-point spread. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the tools that we have as consumers, whether it's on Credit Karma or Equifax has, or Experian has an app, or maybe your credit card gives you something like Credit One or Credit Wise. Right. Those tools are great for us to see what's on our credit and how we can improve it. I mean, it doesn't really lie about what's on there. It's there. You know why your score is what your score is, but what is it going to take to get better? So I talk to people about that a lot. When you do pull your credit for a mortgage and you pull all 3 bureaus and it's a FICO score and not a Vantage, it's going to vary from what you're seeing in those tools that we have as consumers. But they're still great tools, and that's something I talk to people about all the time.
Fantastic. And then, there's a lot of people here on the Treasure Coast who are self-employed, and sometimes it's hard for them to get a mortgage. So how do you help those folks who are self-employed and maybe they're only been a year or two in the business? Can you help those kinds of folks?
Yeah, I specialize in working with people that are self-employed, Gary and Tom. As you know, as a self-employed business owner, there's a lot that goes into it, and we work really hard for that. You do have to have a little bit of time under your belt, at least 2 years in your self-employment. But this time of the year is crucial for those borrowers. If you're self-employed and you're thinking about purchasing a home next year, I need to talk to you now before you file your taxes, because the way you file your taxes, we write everything off that we can. There's a lot of great benefits to owning your own business, but it can kind of be a double-edged sword when it comes to applying for a mortgage or looking for credit. So if we talk before you file your taxes next year, we can kind of chat with your accountant or your CPA a little bit and help maybe goose up the income. Or maybe you're doing great. Maybe you're right in time and ready to go. But I talk to self-employed borrowers about that a lot. It's a great time of the year to chat about next year if you're going to purchase.
Good point. Very good. 2 more questions for you. There are people out there probably dying to get a hold of you. They've got questions, and you're a great resource for mortgage. How do they get a hold of you?
The easiest way to get a hold of me is to give me a call, or you can shoot me a text. My phone number is 772-485-3467. I am right here in Martin County. I'm a lifelong Martin County resident, but again, I can help anybody all over the whole state. You can shoot me an email. You can find me on Facebook. That thing, that the book of the face that people heard about.
But you're everywhere.
And at the beach on Sunday.
You're everywhere.
Right? With her family, her beautiful family.
Love to be outside for sure.
So, and I would say the one question probably that stands out to me and to most people, they always want to know, what's your value proposition? What is it that you do that you stand out and stand up above head and shoulders of your competition?
Okay, thank you for asking that. So I've been in the business in real estate for about 15 years. I started as a realtor. My mother was also a realtor, and she encouraged me to get my license. I went into lending and corporate lending for about 10 years, and I've been doing mortgage brokering for about 5. But I've seen the markets change. I've been through a lot. I think that with my real estate background, I can really help everybody on all sides of the transaction understand the essential parts of the transaction and kind of relate to everybody and just be a general advocate for everyone there and just help them out. I'm here to help.
So we always like to provide our listeners, like with our guests, what would be the one big tip that you would give to our listening audience?
In regards to getting ready to buy a house, or
whatever. As a mortgage broker, what is the one thing that you see that people are having issues with that if you were to say, hey, you should do this or not do this, what would that big tip be?
Boy, that's a big question. Well, credit obviously is important. That's what we started talking about during the beginning of this segment.
So don't miss your payments.
Don't miss your payments. Stay on top of it. If you're in a relationship, find out who's better at making the payments, whether you're married or not. We all have our strong points, right? So if it's the man or the woman or whoever, find out who is really good at that and let them be in charge of that. Give up that a little bit and just make those payments on time. Set it in reminders on your calendar if you have to. It's so important.
And don't overspend. Be frugal. I mean, these are days and times.
Yeah, watch your credit cards right now. As you mentioned, those overnight interest rates are up.
Crazy.
And so interest rates on your credit cards are high. Don't pay off your mortgage right now. That was something we were talking about recently. So if you do have a bunch of cash, maybe you want to invest it or do something like that. But chances are you have a pretty low rate and you might need to tap into equity or something down the line.
What's the 15 and 30-year rate today? I mean, where we're at right now on that?
So for a 30-year fixed, I looked this morning before I left. Rates are coming out like as we're sitting here. So as of yesterday, I can get people about 6.5% with good credit.
Okay.
Minimum down, first-time home buyers, multiple home buyers. If you're looking at a refinance or a second home or an investment property, that's a little bit different story. Mm-hmm. You're going to pay a higher rate. But if you're purchasing a home, a single-family home, a condo, a townhome, around 6.5%.
And adjustable rate mortgages, what do you think about that?
Adjustable rates were really popular a few months ago. I haven't seen the pricing really be beneficial right now. Okay. The buy-down program that I mentioned is much more beneficial, and I think can really help people right now.
And your forecast for the housing market over the next, say, 6 months?
Well, I'm not a strategist or an economist, Gary.
But you have a crystal ball. I saw it in your purse.
It's in her sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. We're not going to see like the recession that we had in 2008. It's not going to be like that because housing prices are not, whatever happens next year, it's not going to be because of housing as far as like the grand economy goes. I think the prices, if the interest rates stay up, the prices are going to have to come down. There's got to be something there. But if the interest rates come back down, I think housing prices are probably going to stabilize. Maybe they'll come down a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, there's never like right time to buy a house necessarily. If you got to buy, then give me a call. We should talk about it.
Yep, definitely. Give her a call. Her number is 772-485-3467. 485-3467. Give Jody a call. Send her a text. Tell her that you want her to be your mortgage broker. So I know the Mormons in Titusville. I mean, I know they're ready to buy some more homes and use you. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
So Jody, I do have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Historically speaking, the 6.5% fixed for 30-year mortgage. Mm-hmm. How is that compared to, say, the last 30, 40 years? Where would 6.5 be?
It's a good question. Like when my parents bought their house in the late 70s, I think my mom paid like 18%. When she sold the house 20 years later, she still owed the same amount that she bought. That was her initial balance. So she was paying interest the whole time. We still had a
that makes
wonderful...
me want to puke in my mouth.
Yeah.
So we had a beautiful place to grow up and live. And
so if they had 14% interest back then, and then they say, well, we can get you 6.5, people would be jumping for joy.
Exactly.
So it's all relative.
True.
So, of course, it's high because the last several years have been historically low.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah, the buying power has changed for borrowers. People that wanted to buy earlier this year or last year, their buying power is definitely reduced with a higher interest rate. But we were closer to 7.5. It's coming down a little bit, so hopefully it can keep coming down a little bit more. But yeah, historically 6.5. We're just spoiled because we had those low rates
for so long.
Yes, we did.
It was really something, and it was really beneficial to a lot of people.
Well, this is good for savers. You know, I mean, if you're a spender, not so much. But if you're a saver, I'm looking at 3.6% on one of my MMA accounts. So I mean, that's nice to be able to finally make 3.5% interest rate on your money as opposed to 0.005%.
Hey, you could buy a CD at the bank and get decent money for it right now.
Finally. So good. Well, Jody, we're gonna include you in some upcoming sessions because like some of the fun facts.
It's called the hot seat.
I was
we're
going to say,
gonna-
can I get
we're
out of the
gonna
hot
quiz
seat
you.
now? I
No,
feel like
no.
I've been in it.
We're going to
got
quiz you.
25 more minutes.
Okay, so we're going to do the quote of the day. Jody, go ahead and do us the honor since it is Thanksgiving. Let's be thankful.
I don't know what I'm getting
I'm
into.
thankful
reading
for
this.
you, Jody.
I'm thankful for both you guys. I'm thankful for your whole office at Owen Insurance Group.
Thank you.
So our quote of the day, in our daily lives, we must see that it's not happiness that makes us grateful, but the gratefulness that makes us happy.
That is so
Touche.
true.
Love that.
I love that too. We're going to read that again.
Love that.
That's right. Like the song, count your blessings one by one. Just count them. And all of a
Remember-
sudden it'll put a smile on your
Yeah,
face.
it's not the happiness that makes us grateful. It's the gratefulness that makes us happy. I love that.
Thank you for that, Gary.
Beautiful.
You're
Gary.
very, very welcome.
I'm so
I feel
grateful for
beautiful
you.
now. We are going to talk a little bit. I mean, I feel beautiful. I don't look beautiful, but I feel beautiful.
You look
Sure you do. Sure you do.
Mushroom. I'm going to keep her around just a little bit longer. Mushroom coffee has many health benefits. So, Tom and I are getting. Tom's already started, and I'm going to be starting this in January. And it's going to be a way for us to get healthy and lose some weight. And one of the things that we understand is drinking mushroom coffee in the morning as opposed to just regular straight coffee and the many health benefits that it provides. So mushroom coffee may sound unappetizing, but this trendy drink isn't as odd as it sounds. It actually tastes pretty similar to regular coffee. Extracting the beneficial ingredients from dried mushrooms is added to regular coffee. And the 4 popular types of mushrooms, I've never heard of any of these before. Reishi, chaga, lion's mane, and what's that, Tom?
Cordyceps.
Cordyceps. Never even heard of any of
That's
that.
the good stuff.
I haven't heard of any. Cordyceps? You've heard of it?
Yeah.
Is it like
do you-
biceps and triceps?
That's
I don't think you can dig them up in your backyard, Gary.
These are major antioxidant properties with mushroom coffee that supports your immune system, and it can help ease stress. God, give me a gallon of it, please, and ease inflammation. Pretty cool. And Tom, I know you're drinking it every morning.
Absolutely. And I love my coffee, especially the CDM coffee from New Orleans. But I tell you what, this has been very, very good for Debbie and I. We love it. Just put a couple of scoops of stevia in it, and I sprinkle a little cinnamon in there. I don't have to have cream. And I know some of you may be shouting at the rooftop, how could you not have coffee without cream? But I've learned to like it, and it did not take long. I tell you, within a few days, and even the first day, it was like, this is okay. But now, I absolutely like it. It definitely gives you, energy and
Gives
strength.
you a little
and
pep.
a clarity of mind. I think that my mind is so much clearer.
So
And,
did you drink cream with the coffee prior to drinking the mushroom coffee?
Historically, yes, and maybe back in May when I kind of began to cut it out. So most of the time I wasn't using it, but generally speaking and historically, absolutely for the last 40 years.
I don't drink black coffee, just cream in it. But the other day I had to go get my blood drawn, so I just drank black coffee. And to tell the truth, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I guess you could get used to
Taste
it.
I
buds,
like mine black, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
Taste
just
buds
my
get-
taste buds changed one day, like about 10 years ago, and
Yeah.
I just started drinking it black.
Well, it's better for you than drinking the cream because there's sugar in the cream, and and there's a dairy product.
Fat and dairy products, yeah.
So
Get that
I'll get there.
fasting.
I'll get there.
Inch by inch, everything's a
That's
cinch.
correct, buddy. We're going to do it together, Tom. We're going to get there.
Come on.
We're going to be the healthiest specimens
Quality of life.
at Owen Insurance Group.
We preach it, right? We
we
sell it
preach it,
health
teach
insurance,
it.
so
We
our
gotta
health
live it.
is our greatest wealth. So we need
That's
to
for sure.
stay focused on that.
All right, folks, there are yeah, it seems like a ton. 10 fun facts about November. And November is the Latin word for 9, which was the 9th month in the original calendar before January and February was added. So that's the Latin word.
And it's our producer's last name.
Yes, Evan
Evan
9.
9. Elections are always held in November. because the farmers did not want to disturb the planting, growing, or harvest seasons, so November was chosen as the most logical month to vote.
So now you know why we vote in
How about
November
that?
now.
There
Isn't
we
that
go.
Neat?
Cool.
Well, we always know it was November, but nobody really knew why, what the original reasoning was. And thanks to our farmers. Third, the official flower of November is what?
Sunflower?
A very simple word.
Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum.
Easy to say.
Can I just say the mum?
The mum.
It's
Oh,
the
the
mum.
mum, the mum.
Meaning the golden flower. It represents honesty, joy, and optimism. I guess my parents should have called me chrysanthemum. I can't even pronounce the damn thing. The official birthstone is topaz, which represents friendship.
Friendships. Won't you be my friend?
Will you be my topaz?
Topaz.
Those friendly November babies.
BF Topaz. On November 1st, the people of Mexico celebrate Dias de los Muertos. I hope
Say
I
that
said
again?
that way. Dias de los
Dia de los Muertos.
Muertos, or the Day of the Dead. It's believed that the souls of deceased loved ones return on this day.
November has many special days if you're hungry. And Tom and I seem to be always hungry. November 3rd is Sandwich Day. November 6th is Nacho Day. The 14th is Pickle Day. 28th is French Toast Day. And November 29th is Lemon Cream Pie Day.
And for all the rock and rollers out there, the most well-known song about November is by Guns N' Roses, November Rain.
Can you sing
I
it?
bet
I was
Jody
just going to
knows
ask
that.
you to sing a couple bars. I don't.
You don't?
I don't, but I bet I heard it
I could
bet
there.
you heard it.
I could
Yeah.
eat some bars, like chocolate bars. Number 7, November is best known for which holiday?
That would be Thanksgiving.
You know that's right. Since 1621, the fourth Thursday in November has served as a holiday to gather with friends and family and give thanks for the blessings in our lives and to eat the incredible food reaped from the fall harvest. Can you believe that's over 400 years of turkeys? It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
That is. The two zodiac signs represented in the month of November are Scorpio and Sagittarius.
It's Scarface.
Scorpios are born between November 1st through November 22nd and are known to be intense and imaginative. Sagittarians are born between November 23rd and November 30th and known to be energetic and idealistic. Jimi Hendrix, Mark Twain, and Winston Churchill are all Sagittarians.
Very interesting men. And we got 2 more to go. We'll catch our break. 2 of the most infamous tragedies that occurred in November was the assassination of President JFK in Dallas, Texas, on this day 59 years ago. And, of course, the Jonestown Massacre on November 11th, 1978, which was the largest group suicide, where over 900 people died in a cult ritual.
I remember it
Sick.
well
Yes.
as a child. It
Yes,
was
I do.
A young man. November 11th is a very important day where we remember the veterans we have lost in past wars. We thank the military of today
Hoorah.
for protecting our country. In the U.S., November 11th is known as Veterans Day. In the UK, it's Armistice Day, and in Canada, it's Remembrance Day. Okay, we are going to take our last break of the show. When we come back, Tom and I are going to share some valuable information with you that you need to know going into this Medicare AEP season, as well as the ACA open enrollment season. You're listening to the Quality of Life Radio Show, and we'll be right back.
Age comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes with benefits. That's especially true when it comes to Medicare. So make the wise call and go to CignaWise.com to compare your Medicare Advantage plan to Cigna today. Cigna offers dental coverage and $0 primary doctor visits in most areas. Hearing, vision, and an over-the-counter allowance all in one plan. You can even earn rewards for doing healthy activities. So go to CignaWise.com and compare your Medicare Advantage plans to Cigna today. Again, that website is CignaWise.com. Cigna Medicare Advantage. Because wisdom comes with benefits. Benefit options vary by plan and service area. You must reside in the plan service area. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
HR issues? Let WPSL, WSTU, and La Gigante fill your open slots in both English and Spanish. Call us 340-1590 for details.
All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life Radio Show. I'm Gary Owen, your host, and we have Tom the Bouvier, co-host, and we have an extraordinary, lovely guest with us as well. And she is the mortgage broker extraordinaire, Jody Dupuis. And if you need a mortgage, you have questions, you need a good resource, please reach out to Jody. And Jody, please provide your number one more time, please.
Thank you, Gary and Tom. Again, Jody Dupuis. I'm at 772-485-3467.
Fantastic. And so, Tom, we're quickly approaching the December 7th deadline for Medicare annual enrollment period. And it has been probably, hands down, the busiest Medicare AEP that you and I have ever seen.
Yes, it has, Gary. We're certainly thankful for that.
We certainly are.
This is something we work hard all year for, we pray for, we network for, we advertise for.
This is our fall harvest, Tom.
It is our fall harvest, that's right. So I had to vote by mail. Didn't even have time to go to the
me too.
election booth.
Crazy.
And Gary, we want to thank also any clients of ours that are listening. Many of you have sent us referrals. You've made our phone ring by telling your family, friends, neighbors, about Owen Insurance Group. And that number again is 772-210-1020. You can reach out. We still have a little more time for that Medicare review.
So one of the things, Tom and I would love to share what happened in our week, and I'm keeping it real, right? And what we're experiencing, firsthand. So last week, I drove to Fort Myers to do a Medicare expo at a 55-plus community. Over 2,200 people that live in that community. So she needed help. She's a fairly new agent, and she needed some help with a booth and talking to consumers. And they also asked me to be a guest speaker. So I was up there for 45 minutes talking, and I was mostly talking not about my agency, Tom, but was talking about the Medicare journey and talking about some of the things and the pitfalls to look out for, working with independent agents and having the right agent and the right agency to talk to, and not being afraid to ask the agent that you're talking to open-ended questions and be frank, and find out how long they've been in the industry. What is their skill set? What do they specialize in? Do they represent one carrier? Do they represent multiple carriers? Do they represent multiple plans? Are they looking out for your best interest? Will they act as a fiduciary? So, these are very important questions that you should be asking your Medicare insurance professional. So again, if you don't have one, or you haven't talked to your Medicare agent in a long time, or they've not reached out to you, or you're looking for possibly a third set of eyes to look about what you have, feel free to reach out to Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020. Even though we're busy, we will find and we will make time for you. But again, if you're going to wait until the 7th of December to call, most likely that will not happen. So try to give us a call sooner. And there are people that submitted their paperwork for their review, a month ago, and we still haven't gotten to it. We're whittling down that pile of several hundred clients. But that is what we do. We're methodical, we're meticulous, and we're going to do the right thing for our clients 100% of the time. And that is what separates us. That's what causes us to stand head and shoulders above our competition, because we're not just a transactional type of agency. We're here to be your guide, to listen to you, to find out and explain to you all of your options and benefits of different plans, whether it's Medicare Advantage, whether it's Medicare Supplement, ACA, individual health, short-term medical, disability insurance. We are here for you. We are your guide. We will take you by the hand. We will educate you. We will inform you, and you will make the most appropriate decision, what's best for you.
And Gary, you're very fond of saying that people who enter into Medicare especially get it right the first time. Why have to go back and fix it? Take the time to do things right. My father, and I know the quote, he used to always say, why don't you take the time to do it right the first time? Because you're going to have to come back and spend even more time to try to fix it. But we are in the business of helping people fix it, because maybe they didn't get it right the first time, or their circumstances have changed. They've moved to the state, they need a new Medicare plan. They moved to a new county, they need a new plan, or their circumstances have changed, Anyway, a lot of different things can happen, but we can help you get it right the second time if you didn't get it right the first time.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always say the decisions you make today will last a lifetime. It's important to get it right the first time, especially when it comes to your Medicare planning, because we can't tell you how often it is that we have clients come to us that thought they were on a certain plan and they weren't. They were on another type of plan, and now they cannot switch to the plan that they thought they wanted to be on, or they should be on. And and this is the pitfall that many fall into. And then also this past week, Tom, it's crazy. It's really insane to know that there are 8% to 9% of Medicare beneficiaries out there today are only on original Medicare, A and B. They don't have a supplement, they don't have Medicare Advantage, and they're only on original Medicare, and not realizing that they have to sign up for another plan. So it's crazy, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you and guide you for that.
We have the tool bucket, just like Jody.
We actually stole it from Jody. I don't know what she has. She has a sand bucket now. November 21st, this came out from the Kaiser Family Institute. And it's really alarming, and it sickens me to see fraud. And we just had a client down in Palm Beach County. There was a company down in Miami that was billing his Medicare card, for thousands of dollars of supplies that he did not receive. Didn't even know about the company, and they're doing it every single month. So I helped him file a complaint with Medicare, with the Office of Inspector General. I picked up the phone to call this nefarious company in Miami, who's charging my client tens of thousands of dollars in medical supplies he has not received or did not order, who's in good health. So it's really ridiculous. And of course, no one picks up the phone. And I explained to them who I was, what I did, what they're doing to my clients, and that we are filing a complaint with the federal government because of your nefarious actions. So I haven't heard any more from what's going on, but there's a lot going on. And this article that came out yesterday, again, I mean, it's just fraud is rampant. And some of these, and again, I'm not here to judge these carriers. We have good relationships with our Medicare carriers. And whether it's done nefariously or whether it's done, the overbilling was, overlooked, who knows? But the newly released federal audits reveal widespread overcharges and other errors in payments to Medicare Advantage health plans, with some plans overbilling the government over $1,000 per patient every year on average. Summaries of the 90 audits that were performed explain billings that were completed and are obtained exclusively by KHN through Freedom of Information Act lawsuit, which settled in September. The government's audit uncovered about $12 million in net overpayments for the care of over 18,000 patients sampled through the actual losses to taxpayers, you and I, and you, and all of us here in this room, and all of you who are listening. Slap them in the head. And it's run primarily by major insurance companies. So, and we're talking right now, they're looking that they've only recovered, $650 million from insurers, but there's still a lot more that need to be recovered. Ted Doolittle, who was a former deputy director of CMS that oversees Medicare's efforts to fight fraud and billing abuse, said the agency has failed to hold Medicare Advantage plans accountable. I think CMS fell down on the job on this, and now a healthcare advocate for the state of Connecticut is where he's at now. But from the outside, he said it smells pretty smelly. It's pretty smelly. I won't mention, I don't want to embarrass the two major Medicare Advantage carriers that are the two most egregious ones that are doing these, but shame on you is what I'll say. And the government needs to hold these Medicare Advantage plans to the fire. They need to hold their feet to the fire and stop these egregious actions and overbilling and overpayments and so forth. So that's all I have to say about that. And I will move on. I'll get off my soapbox.
Can I give you my quick idea?
Yes, please.
So when Congress or the president or recently introduced some kind of $80 billion to the IRS for more inspectors, let's put a big chunk of that on inspecting the audits of Medicare carriers.
Right.
Because Medicare fraud is hurting all of us.
It's hurting all of us.
It, not only this generation, but future generations, and myself included, and all of us that'll be on Medicare one day, our benefits won't be there as much because of all the fraud going on today. So let's sick those auditors on themselves, on the other branch of government.
It's a great idea.
We send Tom to Tallahassee.
We're going to send Tom right to D.C., man. He's gonna be with CMS.
Oh,
he'll be the administrator for CMS.
I'll just send my good ideas to those folks.
And folks, remember, if you're on Medicare, you've not had a Medicare review done of your Medicare Advantage or your Medicare Part D plan, feel free to pick up the phone. If you don't have an agent, or again, as I said before, if you've not heard from your agent, or you've lost confidence in that agent, pick up the phone and dial Owen Insurance Group 772-210-1020, and we'll be happy to give you a free review. There's no obligation. We'll give you our advice, and unfortunately, more times than not, we tell our people, stay right where you're at. You have the best plan that's available to out there. So, do we get paid for that? No. People ask us, well, how do you get paid? The other way we get paid is if we enroll a client in a plan, and that carrier will then compensate us for that, and that's the only way. And again, we have gone many times without getting paid because we want to do the right thing. That speaks to our credibility. That speaks to our integrity and transparency. And again, that's who Owen Insurance Group is. We're here to help you and support you. And also, if you're under 65, you're on an individual health insurance plan, please, you owe it to yourself. We just looked at another client where we're able to get them from paying a couple $100, several $100 a month in their health insurance premiums to $0 premium. So if you just forget about it, you're causing yourself irreparable harm, financial harm. Why do that? It makes no sense, especially when we do not charge for our services. So you owe it to yourself, whether you're under 65, whether you're over 65, to give Owen Insurance Group a call. We can be your resource. And Tom, any final words before we say goodbye?
I just have to echo what you said. The amount of money that we can literally save people, especially with Part D plans, prescription drug plans, as well as increase their benefits by finding them a new Medicare supplement or Medicare Advantage carrier. The time you spend will be rewarded, multiple times over. So,
all right. Well, folks, this show again went by rather quickly, so we truly thank you for joining us today. We hope that you got great value, and please continue to share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and remember, Treasure Coast, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and most importantly, enjoy your quality of life, and happy Thanksgiving.